Ho my. Ho my. Ho my. Ho mai ka iki mai luna mai. Ona mea huna no. Awe mele. Ho my. Ho my. Ho my. Ho mai ka iki mai luna mai. Ona mea huna no. Awe mele. Ho my. Ho my. Ho my. Ho mai ka iki mai luna mai. Ona mea huna no. Awe mele. Hele hoi akala o mauka o kona. Hele hoi o makai. Kakaiaka e koma mai. Good morning and welcome. Unity Church of Kona. And the Eomai prayer chant is starting our service. Thank you, Great Spirit, for the wisdom of the story, done in 3 octaves for the beautiful stories told. Why would they be telling the stories to the children? And then the highest octave. Oh, Great Spirit, grant us the wisdom of these life experiences that become our stories. With the wisdom of the experience, we never have to repeat them over and over. So the heavenly prayer chant, Mahalo Kea Kua. And as we like to start our prayer with service with prayer, we'll continue with the prayerful moments and new month of October and the affirmation zeal. I have a prayer for zeal. So let us take a moment. And in this moment, let us pause. And now we'll take a deep, slow breath. Recognizing that we are beloved children of God, shining with the brilliance of the universe. This is expressed as optimism, abundance, enthusiasm in our day-to-day life. If I feel less than enthusiastic or energetic in any area of my life, zeal is an ever-present energy that I may call upon. It ignites my dreams and fuels my life. It fills me from the inside out as I enthusiastically express the spirit within me. I bubble over with joy. I do what I love what I do. I am vibrantly healthy. I am alive, awake, alert, and enthusiastic about life and life itself. And so it is. Mahalo Kea Kua. Thank you, God. Amen. As we like to get started with our service, with our affirmations and our mission vision statements, I'd like to ask you please stand up at this point as we'll go through this coming up on the board. Because here at Unity, we have a vision, a world family of oneness, peace, and love, with a mission to inspire spiritual growth and service through the active practice of love, prayer, faith, joy, and honoring everyone as a child of God. And for the new month of October, the word zeal together. I sizzle with the zeal of God, accepting my good and going forward to achieve my purpose. And so it is. Well, I got everybody standing. We'll have our singers coming on board here, and we're going to go back in time as we do the other song, We Come Together. We stand together. Okay, I have all this wrong paperwork here. It's right there behind you. We come together.
Stand together.
We stand together. Here we go.
Okay, you got this.
Good morning, Vance. And I'll do the call out. There we go. Together, my friends. Yeah.
Something great is happening, love is taking hold and it won't let go of us now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motions, we're drops in one ocean, roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, We are the ones we've been waiting for. Live a dream, ever high is calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Ooh, oh, oh. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing. Feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision and dance in new directions. Explode to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live a dream, ever high is calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Ooh, oh, oh.
One dream,
one dream,
one voice,
one voice,
one heart,
one heart,
one world,
one world,
one dream,
one dream,
one voice,
one voice,
one heart,
one
world,
stand together,
one dream,
stand,
one voice,
stand,
one heart,
stand,
one world,
Stand together.
live a dream, ever high is calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now.
Woohoo! That's fun. As we're all standing up, reach over and say hi to your neighbor. At this point, we'd like to do our meet and greet. It's been a week since we've seen each other, so we'll take a moment as we like to say a fine aloha and welcome to all our guests and visitors. Thank you for joining us here today in Kailua, Kona, Hawaii, Unity of Kona. As we always like to say, aloha and God bless you. Hugs for everybody. It's always such a fine time watching everybody meet and greet, but I guess we need to move on. What a beautiful day it is here today. Well, and we get a little spoiled. It always kind of works this way, but we had a cloud forest, so, give it a couple hours. Things can change pretty quickly here. As we get started with our service, I have just a few announcements to work through. First and foremost, we are a prayer ministry. So you can download the YouPray app. With that app on your phone, instant connection to prayer ministry of Unity Village in Lee Summit, Missouri. We're 30 days of consecutive prayer, receiving many affirmations and meditations, and that instant reflection. You can get responses back from them, utilizing the power of prayer. And so it's really an amazing offering, the 30-day prayer vigil. We also have the prayer request box in the back of the sanctuary. Fill out the little forms, drop them in the box. Our chaplains go over them here, praying on them and sending them on to Silent Unity, where they receive, again, the 30 days of consecutive prayer. And we all know how prayer works in our lives. When two or more are gathered together, it's tenfold. So let's utilize these powers that we have. And a few more announcements. Here we are in a new month of October, and so we need to say congratulations to our new team member of the month. You ready? Drum roll, please. Carla Sire. Hey, Carla, in Bastrop, Texas. We love you, Carla, and your loving service and devotion to our ministry. We are so blessed to have you here at Unity of Kona. Carla has been a member here at the church for many years and was here in Kailua, now moved to Bastrop, Texas, but still involved with the church. Larry and Carla are amazing souls, sharing their light and love here in Kailua, even to this day. So she's creating a new quilt banner that will be right here in front of the screen and stuff. And so this new vision statement that we will be displayed will be awesome. And so thank you, Carla, for your bright, shining light, and everybody. You're just a light to everybody in your presence, and we're grateful to have your aloha spirit here at Unity of Kona. Thank you, Carla. Can't wait to see the new banner here. This is going to be pretty. So it's also birthday Sunday, first Sunday of the month, and so we'd now like to acknowledge everybody with a birthday this month of October, and especially our Ohana Patrick Thompson. Patrick, happy birthday. And Roxana Fox, she's also having a birthday today. So Roxanne, absolutely. And so anybody celebrating a birthday, we wish you a wonderful day and a year filled with many blessings. So happy birthday, everyone, and ha'ole laha now. There you go. Today is at noon is our healing service, first Sunday of the month, and so we do individual Reiki healing, and any modality of healing is welcome during the service. And we have the sound bowls done by Kayla and Patrick. And so really an amazing event. It's about an hour of the sound bowls and healing service. And so join us here at noon. This is really going to be fun as we all get to share light, the light that comes through us with one another, the laying on of hands. And so welcome us, everybody, at noon today for the healing service. The Interfaith Concert is scheduled for Monday, November 21st. And so that's at 6 p.m. at the Lutheran Church. Last time we got together, there were 7 churches, and each church brought their choirs, 2 songs from each choir. It's an amazing gathering, interfaith musical service as we get ready for the holiday season. So here at Unity, we put together a choir, and now we've got our 2 songs picked. We need to figure out exactly whether it's before service or after service, a little bit of both, but I think we might end up doing a little bit of both. So if you want to come in a little bit early from the service next Sunday, we can get the choir going with the 2 songs. Then we'll do it again after service, and by the time it comes time to perform, we're going to be top notch, and we've always had one of the better choirs. I may be a little prejudiced, but it's all good. Thank you guys for joining the choirs. I think we have like 8 or 10 people in the choir here today, so that's pretty cool. And so, as you know, Unity is hosting the first annual charity golf tournament, and so to benefit the community on Saturday, October 15th. Yeah, I'm hearing some woos. This is really getting exciting, guys. As we get prepared, we really need all hands on deck. The day of the event, there are numerous volunteer positions needed because we need people to watch for that, hole-in-one and all the other things. But I'll let Candy come up and tell you a little bit more about it. So, Candy, please come on up here and tell people about the golf.
You. Am I on? All right. So yes, if you know you're going to be attending, now is the time. Please sign up, either for the golf play or for volunteer, or if you'd like to come for lunch only and join us for a great afternoon. There'll be some live music. So now's the time for signups. And that way we can prepare and know we're coming, as now we're just 2 weeks out and we are looking for golfers. So ask your friends if they play golf, and who their partner's going to be and who they want to partner with on the hole, so we can make this the most successful event to support Kona and to support our community. It's an opportunity for us to be out and sharing our kindness and our fellowship with Kona. So we have our signups, we have our flyers. If you need any, just let me know. I have plenty to share. Also, I'd like to have a meeting. So anybody and everybody that's going to be involved on our golf day, meet here on Thursday, October 13th at 5 o'clock, so that all the volunteers can come and we can make sure we all have a plan in place and receive your shirts and just be prepared for game day on the 15th on Saturday. So, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Candy, and I'll be there. What an exciting event it's going to be. And so they've offered me the opportunity to MC the thing, and so I'm going to be there telling the stories about what's going on as it happens. And so it takes a village to run this spiritual center. And so, as everybody knows, we appreciate everyone's kindness and consideration in supporting Unity of Kona, becoming a contributor, sharing your time, talent, and treasures. There are several sign-up sheets in the back of the sanctuary, so please feel free, if you consider it, to sign up on those. And something else going on? Okay, come on in here. All right, one more thing.
I forgot one thing, and it's so important. We still have some expenses to cover. So if anybody feels compelled or inspired to sponsor some of these things, we are purchasing signs. Since this is going to be an annual thing, we'll be able to reuse some of the signage each year. So any support in that area. There's also some other areas that we are in need of support. Just to let you know, if anyone feels inspired, it'd be most appreciated. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's consider our time, talents, and treasures as we move forward. This church is growing. It's growing fast. And so it's like we got to maintain our sock size, right? Keep it within reason. So absolutely. Well, with the announcements, that would be it. And now I've asked Tawny to come up and do our daily word. So if you would, thank you so much, dear.
Good morning. You can hear me? Okay. Eat it. I've heard that. Kindness. Kindness is the language of my heart. I set the intention today to give from my heart, to show compassion and kindness to everyone I meet. I begin by being kind to myself. I take time for spiritual self-care and prioritize good nutrition, relaxation, and exercise. I am gentle with myself when I come up short, filling my self-talk with words of affirmation and compassion. Being kind to myself makes being kind to others easy and natural. I am patient and understanding, and I seek harmony and accord in my relationships. I let the small irritations go, remaining calm and pleasant. I look for ways to lighten the load of others and don't hesitate to offer a helping hand. My kindness helps create the kingdom of heaven on earth. For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. Matthew 25:35.
Thank you, Tawny. And with kindness, we move forward. As we hold this thought of kindness in our hearts, find yourself a comfortable place and visualize the sanctuary. Visualize the sanctuary as well as the sanctuary of your soul. See this as a beautiful heart. As you take a breath, feel the loving energy of those around you, flowing in and through you. And as you feel the loving energy expanding to everyone in the community, in this world, in this life. And if you know of anyone in your life or in this world in need of prayer, see them now in this place of kindness, the place of this beautiful heart. And we'll now come together and do the prayer for protection. For the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Mahalo ke akua. Thank you, God. Amen. And now we come into the part of the service where we get a little music interlude. Thank you, Mr. Dondi, Dondi Nueva. Thank you, Dondi.
Hey, first of all, I have to say, Kalamai, I'm sorry. I had music all prepared, and I left it at home. So I kind of have to go through some standbys, but I hope this works for everyone. You know, one of my favorite songs is talks about aloha and what it is, and this is called Aloha Is. Aloha is a promise. The sun will shine again, bringing fresh hopes and dreams with each new day that begins. Aloha is the sunlight shining through the darkness, giving strength to all we do. Aloha is His grace, walking in the sunlight, feeling the beauty of life, feeling the beauty of life. Aloha is His helping hand, His warm and comforting voice. It is peace be with you in love forever and always. Aloha is the mind, the heart, in perfect harmony. It's tenderness and love deep in the heart of Hawaii. Aloha is Hawaii. Hawaii is aloha. Hawaii is aloha, Yoe. I love you. Aloha, awi, ae, Hawaii. I love you.
We love you too, Dondi. Thank you so much. With much aloha. Now's the time in the service where we get our speaker coming in, and she's coming in from her traveling world, as she is all over this place, Mexico. And so Rev Sophia Falke in Mexico, tell us about it. Aloha, welcome.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Oh, I'm sorry, we're in Hawaii. Aloha. Aloha. I am at Namaste Village in Ajijic, Mexico, which is just south of Guadalajara. And it is incredible. I wish I had slides that I could show you the place, but if you Google Namaste Village, they have a virtual tour, so you get to see me, see where I am. And I did their service at noon Central Time today, and now I get to be with you. Yay! Woo! And we're affirming, by the way, that the internet connection stays good. All right, so that's like, that the internet works, the connection works. So let's do the meditation first. I know I've been switching it out on you a lot lately, but let's take a few moments now. Oh, wait a minute, before I do that, and hopefully you won't hear it because I put in the earphones and everything, but they've been, firecrackers have been going off since about 5 o'clock this morning, off and on. There's some kind of a celebration or a race. And it's kind of interesting. The previous service of meditation went, but hopefully you will not be disturbed by any of that. But if you hear it, that's what's happening. Okay, now let's take a few minutes. I invite you to just sit back in your chair, have your feet flat on the floor so that you can be grounded in our beautiful Mother Earth. And just breathe deeply, breathing in the light and love of God, closing your eyes so that your inner eye can see more clearly. And as you continue to breathe on your exhale, if you're feeling any distress in your emotions, your spirit, just release it. It's like, it's gone. And the same as you breathe in the light and the love of God, as you exhale, if there's been any aches and pains or dis-ease in your body, just release. And continuing to breathe deeply, remembering what a magnificent creation you are. The miracle of the human body, the miracle that you can think and you can plan, that you can control so much of your life. I invite you to honor that you are this powerful creation of God, that you are blessed beyond measure, that you are the light and love of God expressing in this world. And continuing to focus on your breath. See yourself being filled with an abundant energy that flows evenly, smoothly, and harmoniously through you. Feel the energy, the vibrancy that comes with knowing that you are this open conduit, and knowing that you are God's beloved child. And affirm to yourself, sufficient unto each day, I receive all the energy I need to do all the things that Spirit would have me do. Sufficient unto each day, I receive all the energy I need to do all the things that Spirit would have me do. All the energy that Spirit would have you do. What is it that Spirit is calling you to create in this world? is drawing you higher? What is expanding your vision? What is it that you truly love? What brings you joy? And as you bring these things to mind, know that they are yours. So you have named it. Now claim it again with our affirmation. Sufficient unto each day, I receive all the energy I need to do all the things that Spirit would have me do. I am alive, alert, awake, joyous, and enthusiastic about life. I am alive, alert, awake, joyous, and enthusiastic about life. Hold this energy in your heart as you move forward into the work week, or your leisure week. And know that you have all that it takes to live the life you would love. And to be filled with zeal and enthusiasm about life. And so as you return to this time and this place, know that you are the light of God expressing the world. Shine that light forth to bless everyone with whom you come in contact. And send your light and love out throughout the world, bringing lightness where there is darkness, and bringing peace where there is discord. So slowly, you feel comfortable, open your eyes, knowing that you have, that you are making a difference in the world. Are we back? Did you hear the fireworks going off during the meditation? Oh, good. This works then. This works then. Yay. I did. I did. I thought Patrick burped, but sorry, Patrick. Okay, so question for you. When do you feel like life is full of sizzle? Is it what, huh?
When I'm playing.
When you're playing, I love that. Anybody else? Flying a kite. Oh yeah, yeah. I used to sing along with Barbara Streisand at the top of my lungs, and she didn't know what she was missing not having me on stage with her. Okay. Hey, thank you. I wasn't expecting an answer. I love you for that. Because well, you rock it. You know that. You rock. Because I was going to ask it is it when you surf the waves? And remember, I can see you, at least from Patrick's side. And I know for some of you, your surfing days might be over. But you imagine the waves of your imagination, surfing those, or surfing the waves of your creative expression. Or when you watch a beautiful sunset, of which you have so many in Kona. Or do you play safe and settle for good enough? Or wonder where your mojo went? I remember reading a story years ago about Eugene Ormandy, who was the longtime conductor of the Philadelphia Orchestra. Mr. Ormandy once dislocated his shoulder while leading the orchestra. I don't know what they were playing. Certainly not a Sedite Mozart piece. Maybe it was Stravinsky's Firebird. In any event, imagine how much energy and passion and zeal he was giving of himself that he would dislocate a shoulder. It makes me wonder, how many of us have addressed life with so much exuberance, so much zeal and enthusiasm that we would do the equivalent of dislocating a shoulder? Or do we settle for safe, milquetoast lives that wouldn't excite a snail? In the book of Revelation, the Lord sent the people of I had practiced how to say this, Laodicea, a message. It's a message that applies to us today. I know your works. You are neither cold nor hot. Would that you were cold or hot. So because you're lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew you out of my mouth. Spew. I mean, just for playing it safe, not even for doing something awful. Susan B. Anthony, a leader in gaining the women's right to vote, once said, cautious, careful people, always casting about to preserve the reputation and social standing, never can bring about reform. Those who are really in earnest must be willing to be anything or nothing in the world's estimation. We can apply this statement both to social action, as Susan B. Anthony did, and to shifts and growths in consciousness. Now, if we play it safe and worry about what others will think or say, we will have no impact on society. We will have no impact on our individual lives. We will have no impact on our personal and race consciousness. If we straddle the fence, if we vacillate, God and life will spew or spit us out. I don't know about you. I don't want to go there. There's a passage in Revelation that gives us guidance on what to do. And it says, therefore, I counsel you. Therefore, I counsel you to buy from me gold refined by fire, so that you may be rich. Therefore, I counsel you to buy gold refined by fire, so that you may be rich. Gold refined by fire. Metaphysically, gold can represent our spiritual gifts or riches of the spirit. To be refined by fire tells us that there is a purifying energy we must invoke to raise us out of our tendency to hold to the middle ground, where we are neither cold nor hot. make a difference, we must shake off the cloak of indifference and inaction. Make a difference, we must be willing to lead our lives with zeal and enthusiasm. Each of you should have been given a card with an affirmation written by Charles Fillmore. Does everyone have one? Yes. Okay, good. Because I was sent it through the airwaves to you if you didn't. But now this was written by Charles Fillmore in 1948 at the age of 94. So I invite you to take this affirmation out now and say it with me. I fairly sizzle. How does that feel? Yeah. Did you feel it somewhere in your body? Yeah? Where did you have that feeling? Arms and legs, okay. Huh? It keeps going? Well, experiencing this sizzle of zeal and enthusiasm, are you finding that you feel lifted up? Even if you're experiencing some challenges in your life? So let's say the affirmation again, only we'll say it 3 times, and each time with more zeal and enthusiasm, okay? Yeah, so let's see if we can all go the same pace. So I'll go slowly, but you can still get the energy in there, okay? All right, together. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. All right, again. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. Okay, by yourself, give it all you got.
I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forward with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me.
Yes! Do you feel your entire being energized?
Feel the whole church glowing.
Yay! I mean, your body, your emotions and spirit, feel uplifted, and the whole church. Does it feel remarkable? Well, this is with this introduction, it's no surprise that this month's power is zeal. And Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore defines zeal as the impulse to go forward, the urge behind all things with the, I get going so fast, my tongue trips over my teeth, I swear. Okay, so zeal is the impulse to go forward, the urge behind all things. Without zeal, stagnation, inertia, death would prevail throughout the universe. It's as if Mr. Fillmore had been watching the Nova series I saw on PBS several years ago about the origin of the Earth and life on it. The theories presented support Mr. Fillmore's statement that without zeal, stagnation, inertia, death would prevail throughout the universe. What struck me in the Nova series is that it required multiple collisions and explosions of particles moving through the universe that created larger shapes, which continued crashing into each other and eventually resulting in planets like the Earth. And then the millions of meteors that crashed down into the earth over the course of more than 180 million years to create conditions for life. We talk about zeal and enthusiasm. What incredible energy was created by all these zealous collisions. Charles Fillmore also describes zeal as the inward fire of the soul that urges man onward. Zeal is the mighty force that incites the winds, the tides, the storms. It urges the planet on its course and spurs the ant to greater exertion. Zeal is a fire, a mighty force, an inspiration. But it must be tempered, directed, and supported by our other 11 powers. As in the creation of the earth, at some point in the collisions, the fire eruptions, the zeal of it all, there must eventually be some order, some stability for the earth to be conducive to the creation of life. And in our lives, we must temper zeal with the power of order and faith and life and wisdom and so on. All the powers, they work together so beautifully, especially in supporting zeal. Otherwise, our sizzle will be like plunging a red-hot poker into a bucket of cold water. It will sizzle all right, and it will possibly throw up some steam. But then the energy will dissipate and die. It's like our human zealots. When they're caught up in the human ego struggle, as was Simon, the disciple, for zeal, they may create some havoc, but they're not going to make a lasting impact. And let's talk a little bit more about the disciple Simon. Simon was referred to as both Simon the Canaanite and Simon the Zealot. As the Canaanite, metaphysically, Simon existed in and for material things. As a zealot, he was a member of a group of fanatics who lived in the mountains and fought the Romans, trying to free their country. And sometimes this is what the expression of zeal looks like. When it is not directed by spirit, zeal may focus solely on the pursuit of materialistic aims and goals. Some as extreme as taking out the Twin Towers in New York City and the Pentagon in Washington. This type of zeal is aimed at forcing results in the material world. When Simon the Zealot turned to follow Jesus, he was taking the fire and determination and passion of the zealot and placing it under the Christ direction. Simon means one who hears and obeys. So Simon, the zeal faculty, works best when it hears and obeys the direction of the Christ. Simon changed his attitude and his mindset. And when you change your mindset, you change your circumstances. When you infuse even the most mundane activity of life with zeal and enthusiasm, you transform it. It's a conscious decision that has a far-reaching impact on every plane. You may say that life is just too painful to change your attitude, and I may not understand what you're going through physically, spiritually, mentally, and I may not understand your circumstance. I do, however, remember when Jesus told the man who had been a cripple for 30 years to pick up his mat and walk. First he asked, "Do you want to be healed?" The crippled man made a conscious decision that, yes, he wanted to be healed. He didn't argue. He didn't vacillate. He didn't yes, but Jesus. He filled his thinking with zeal and enthusiasm and followed Christ's guidance. In that moment, he threw off years of conditioning and old thinking and picked up his mat and walked. Often making the decision to fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by you may feel scary, downright terrifying even. And you may feel foolish to get caught up in the what will people think mentality. But remember this story about author Rudyard Kipling. One time, Kipling was on a world tour, and at a certain port of call, Salvation Army General Booth boarded the ship. Booth was being seen off by a horde of tambourine-beating Salvationists. And the whole thing revolted Kipling's fastidious soul. And later on the voyage, when he got to know the general better, Kipling told Booth how much he disapproved of this kind of thing. Young man, said Booth, if I thought I could win one more soul for Christ by standing on my hands and beating a tambourine with my feet, I would learn to do it. And so we find that the real enthusiast does not care if other thinks he is a fool. And then in the end, it doesn't matter what others think. It doesn't matter if it takes you out of your comfort zone. What matters is that you are transforming your life. You are taking up your mat and walking. You are filling your life with Christ-centered, Christ-directed zeal and enthusiasm and even a little sizzle. Let's say our affirmation from Charles Fillmore one more time. Together. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend Sophia, for that zealous presentation. What an honor it is to have you coming from Mexico. God bless the electronics that makes this happen. But absolutely a wonderful, wonderful talk as we hold the new affirmation for the month, zeal in our hearts. And so thank you, Reverend. And so moving forward, it's time to take your gifts and offerings in your hands, and our ushers will come around with the donation plates. And there are many ways that you can donate and contribute to the service and the unity of Kona. There will be a QR code on the board, as well as we do any way that you might need to, PayPal, and don't forget about Amazon Prime, because that's a big benefit for everybody involved. And so now hold your gifts in your hands as we'll do our offertory prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am abundantly prosperous in every way. And so it is. As our ushers start to do the collection, we have more music from Dondi. Thank you, Dondi. Show us your zeal.
You know, after hearing the message, I guess I got a change of plans. And it came to me. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to challenge everybody in the church for this coming week to gather all of your sizzle, all of your zeal, all of your enthusiasm, and all of your faith to accentuate the positive, which is my next song. got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to spread joy to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium liable to come upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah and the whale, Noah and the ark. What did they do when everything looked so dark? They had to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't let the mystery in between. They had to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. Thank you.
Thank you, Dondi. What an amazing day. Energy up and away we go. Oh, man, we're ready for this week as we start the new month. Our ushers are up front, so now let's bless these gifts and offerings. For we know that through Spirit we do know that as we give, so shall we receive. So we now dedicate and consecrate all these gifts, all to do your will and your work in our ministry, in our lives. And so it is. So mahalo keakua. Thank you, God. And please stand and make a circle in the sanctuary right behind the front row as we get ready to do our closing songs. We'll have a couple singers on board. That might help. Do, 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 do. If you're joining us online, stand and raise your hands. Dun, dun.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And as we hold today's lesson, the lesson of zeal in our hearts, until we meet again, this is going to be a great week. We'll do Aloha Oi.
Aloha Oi, Aloha Oi, Eke Omanona no Ikalipo, one fond embrace, Ahoyao, until we meet again.
As we say it, ahui ho, aloha. God bless you all. Join us upstairs for snacks, special birthday Sunday cake and ice cream, all kinds of things to come back upstairs for as we have a little fellowship here after the service. Don't forget to join us again next week, because we have all kinds of things happening next week. With our speaker will be Kayla Harvey, and our spiritual rocket fuel. Oh my goodness. Our passion points out the direction of our next mission, provides a spiritual rocket fuel for pursuit. Instead of getting passionate about the problems we see in the world, let's get passionate about the solutions. When we align with zeal, with divine wisdom and positivity, we can move forward with great momentum. Music next week will be Joe Conde, a little fellowship music with Dondi as we close out. So join us to dance if you like.
E Hawaii e kuone hao nao he. Ku ho bono la ni ho e Hawaii aloha e haole na opio Hawaii ne oli e oli oli e oli e oli oli e o na he a he makani e ba mai ne bao ke aloha no Hawaii. One more time. E Hawaii e kuone hao nao e ku home kulahiwi ne oli no au ina pono la ni ho e Hawaii aloha e haole na opio Hawaii ne oli e oli oli e oli e oli oli e mai na he makani e ba mai ne bao ke aloha no Hawaii mai ke aloha bao ke aloha no Hawaii. Mahalo everyone. Ahui ho.